Crafters. In tonight's video, we're going to be making a flip-flop funfold card using the Nuts About Squirrels photopolymer stamp set. And we'll be using the Boughs of Holly's designer series paper for the background paper. I'll be taking time to show you how to break down the components so you can see how easy it is to make this card. Hi, I'm Joan Heberlein, and I created this video for Joan's Simple Paper Crafts found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds so I can turn the camera down and we can get started. Here's our flip-flop card. Using the Nuts About Squirrels. You open it up here, you have Nuts About You, and then we flip it again, and it says, hope you're feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Now this might look a little bit more complicated than what it really is, so I'm going to break it down into the individual components. First we're going to stamp the white cardstock, and this is actually the very vanilla. And we're going to stamp it with the Nuts About Squirrels. And we use every component on this stamp set for this card. We're going to use these pieces of the very vanilla. And we're going to stamp them up using our Stamparatus. You could use the block and stamps, but I like the idea of using the Stamparatus because I can line it up a lot easier. And it takes me a long time to line them up, so it works better for me using the Stamparatus. Let me get that Stamparatus for you now. So here I have it, and what I did is I put two pieces down on this Stamparatus, and I then took the piece and put it onto the card base right here, and then I picked it up with the Stamparatus. And then I went and put ink on it, and I stamped it down here. Then I took the next plate. So I took this plate out. Once I'd got both those positioned, I took this plate out and put in another plate. And then I took this squirrel and I positioned it. And once you got that positioned, I did this one as well, and I positioned them both, and then I picked it up with this. And then I went and put the pumpkin pie on there and stamped it down to make sure that it was in there correctly. So I'm just going to take this out and get the first plate put back in. And I'm going to position these in here. And then we'll use Early Espresso to stamp those up. And that worked quite well. And I'm just going to pull this out for right now. Put it down here. Because I want to go ahead and do the color for the squirrels. And I'm going to do both of them in pumpkin pie. That worked out. I need to do a little bit more up here. And it might just be I need to press it on there, or I might need to re-ink that. I think I'm going to re-ink it. I didn't want to take it that way, so I'm just going to re-ink the whole squirrel. And just press those up there. Okay. That turned out pretty good. I do see that it is raised a little bit away from here. So I'm just going to take my pumpkin pie marker, the dark pumpkin pie, and I'm going to use the nub and just fill that in. It is so close that the color won't show up different. And before I pull these out of here, I am going to take my early espresso for this branch. And I'm just going to position this branch on this squirrel here. And actually going to move this plate because I don't want to stick my elbow in the pumpkin pie. And I need to bring it down here so I can see where I'm going with this. I am just going to rest him on the branch. And that's going to work. So now I can raise these up here. We'll come back and finish that, and we'll finish this as well because we've got leaves that we want to stamp on there. But I want to get these other ones stamped. And we'll come back and use early espresso. And that worked really well. And then I'm going to take this plate out, and then we're going to clean this off in just a second here. And next we're going to take this other plate, and I'm going to clean the stamp. I want to have this one up here done in Cajun Craze, and the bottom one done in Sahara Sand. So I need to clean this off here. I've got my chamois I'm doing that with. And so this is Cajun Craze. And then this is the Sahara Sands. For this one, we don't have a Sahara Sands marker, so I'm just going to use my dark crumb cake and use the nub to fill that in. All right, we got that taken care of. And now I will do our branch for this little guy here. And we will use our early espresso. And let me take this up again. All right, that looks pretty good. I think I like that better than the first one. So I am going to take this out from here. I'm going to clean these with our chamois. Now they stain these, but they are clean. These I want to stamp the acorn. First we'll use the early espresso for the back part. And I'm going to get my head right over the top of this. Sorry about that. And then we'll do it with this one as well. And as you can see, I didn't do an exact match there, so I am going to just take this marker. This is the Natural Tone 100, and I'm just going to touch it up here. Right here, and touch it up right there. Then I need to do the acorn, and I have crumb cake I'm using for the acorn. I'm going to stamp that again because I didn't get it all done correctly. There we go. So I am just going to fill this out using dark crumb cake here. So these squirrels are done. And now what I need to do for these is put the leaves on there. And I am going to take the leaves. I will do Mossy Meadow first. And I don't want it to touch the stem there, but I miscalculated on both of those. But when I put the branches in here, I can probably make up that difference. Yeah. That worked really well there. So then I'm going to clean this so I can stamp it with the next color. And I want to use crushed curry. Next we'll come back in with Cajun Craze, and I'm going to just wipe this off again. I want to have this paper under here so if I go off it doesn't stain my stamp surface. And I need to use that for the leaves yet, so I'll leave that out there. And I'm done with this. And I've got ink all over me. So let's get our leaves again. We'll do the Cajun Craze. And then we'll do our crushed curry. So what we want to do is we want to have this say, hey there, on this one right here. So we'll do that. So that one's all done. Then the next one is we want Nuts About You. And that's supposed to be on this one here. Then the next one, we don't need to do anything on that one. Then we don't need anything on that one, but we want to do your Hope You're Feeling Bright-Eyed and Bushy Tail on this piece here. All right, so I'm just going to close these all up and we'll come back. I'm going to go wash my hands because I don't want to get ink over onto these cards. So let me go do that real quick. Okay, I'm back. My hands are a little bit stained, but they're not any ink coming off of them anymore. And we've got these all taken care of. I'm just going to put them aside for right now. They're dry, so won't be any problems with those. What I want to do next is I want to make our card base. So what we're going to use is our 5.5 by 10 inch piece of Mossy Meadow Cardstock. And I have it scored at 4.5 inches and 8.5 inches. So that is 14 by 25.4 centimeters cardstock. And then it's scored at 10.8 centimeters and 21.6 centimeters. And let's go ahead and fold and burnish that. And I'll burnish it on both sides because I want to get it nice and crisp there. We'll do the same thing with this one. Okay. So that just folds right back on top of that. And then we're going to take our piece of designer series paper, and this was the Boughs of Holly designer series paper. And I'm just going to show you what the other pieces were in there. So I'm going to just show you the designer series paper. And this is the piece that we're using here. And here's another piece. So looks like one side is like stripes or blotches, and then when you flip it over it has like flowers or leaves on it. And this has trees on it. And some poinsettias. This one's poinsettias, and then some blotches. So we'll take this piece, and that is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, or 10.2 centimeters by 13.3 centimeters. And I'm just going to put some glue on that, and we're going to be using our multi-purpose glue. Let me get my silicone mat down so I can keep this clean. I don't want to get glue on it. And glue won't stick to the silicone mat. So if you get glue on here, liquid glue, it'll go transparent and then you can just rub it off. So I am going to put this on here. And we're going to leave 1/8 of an inch around the edges for a border. And then I'm just going to take my bone folder and just get the glue bubbles out from underneath. And then the next piece I'm going to take is a piece that's 1 1/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, or that's 3.2 by 13.3 centimeters. And we'll put glue on that and stick it on this flap right here. In this piece, we're leaving 1/8 of an inch for a border. And we'll just get all the air bubbles out from underneath. And then we'll use our second piece of the designer series paper, and that's the 4 by 5 1/4 inch, or 10.2 by 13.3 centimeters. And let me just put it in here. So once again, I'm leaving 1/8 of an inch for a border. So I'm using the fold lines as my edges there. And now I'm just flattening those glue bubbles out from underneath. And then we've got another 1 1/4 inch piece by 5 1/4 inch. That's 3.2 centimeters by 13.3 centimeters. And again, leave 1/8 of an inch for the border. And I'll use my bone folder to get out any glue bubbles that are underneath. And so the next piece we want is our 3 inch by 7 inch piece, which is 7.6 centimeters by 17.8 centimeters. So that is scored at 3.5 inches, which is 8.9 centimeters. And I'm just going to fold and burnish it on both sides. And so what we're going to do here is we want to fold this over the edge of this card here, and we're leaving it so that it's coming off the edge here a little bit. And then we're going to glue it down onto this piece here, right here. So I just want to get this in the right position here. So I don't have it quite centered. I have a little bigger space up here than I do down here. So I am going to just put some glue on this right here. And you want to stay within that 1 1/4 inch width of this piece here. So I am just going to fold that over. All right, and then we're just going to burnish it So this is our card base now. So we're going to take these things and glue them onto this card base. And we've got 2 more pieces here. And these are cut at 3 inches by 3 3/8 inches. But I believe I have these cut at 3 1/2 inches. And I just need to trim off that 1/8 inch off from there. So let me check that. We'll check that on here. So we need to cut off 1/8 of an inch off of both of these sheets of cardstock. So I'll do that real quick here. So the reason I want to cut off that 1/8 of an inch is I'm going to put it on this back piece here, and I don't want it to protrude out past this piece here. So I'm going to cut off that 1/8 of an inch, and then it'll just match up at this edge here. And it'll do the same thing down here. I don't want it to be protruding out beyond. So we'll just cut off 1/8 of an inch on both of these. Okay, those are cut to the right size now. So we're going to start gluing these onto this piece here. The first one we want to have is where it says "Hey" there. And we're going to just glue that on there, leaving 1/8 of an inch. We could have done this before we glued this on here, or you can do it now. So I liked doing it after we have this piece glued on already. And then I just flattened all the glue bubbles out from underneath. Then we do the inside pieces, and that's going to be the pumpkin squirrel and then the nuts about you. So let's see if we can't find those right there. And again, this is going to be leaving 1/8 of an inch, and I'm actually measuring it on this side to this side, or visualizing it there. And then I'm just going to take my bone folder and get it, the glue bubbles from underneath. And then we'll do the same thing for the other side. And I think I'm sliding off the line of sight, so I'm going to bring this up here so you can see it. And then we're going to put the glue on this, glue this 1/8 of an inch. And I must have glue on my finger because it was sticking to my thumb. Okay, so those are all glued down. And I'm just making sure that there's not any wet glue, because if I close this, I don't want them to stick together. Okay, so what we need to do here is we're going to take this Mossy Meadow Cardstock and we're going to glue it, starting matching it at this edge, top and bottom, and then the side. And I just want to get that all matched up real good there. Oh, let me line this up better. So that is lined up there. And that should be to the fold line then. And I am just going to use my bone folder here. And there's a little bit of glue right here. I'm going to get it off from here using this rubber eraser. There. Then we'll glue this down as long as we've got it going. And I think it should line up right there. Yes. So I'm going to Get glue on the back side. And I want to line it up top and the bottom and matching same distance from the fold line that was done on the right side, and then fold that over, and that seems to be lined up, so we should be good there. And I got some glue on here now. All right, and then I'm just going to make sure the glue bubbles are gone from underneath. So now I will put this one on inside, and I'll match it up on the right hand side, leaving it 1/8 of an inch from the border and the top and the bottom. And it's got a little excess glue there, so I'm going to just clean that up before I go any farther. Otherwise I'll be gluing my cards shut. Okay, then we'll do this piece. And then I'm just going to match it up on the left side, 1/8 of an inch on the top and the bottom. And I want to make sure that these are in alignment right here and down here. So this bottom one is off just a hair. And I'm not sure if that's I think that might be a glue mark there. All right, I think we've got this done now. Now, I already did a happy birthday one. I wanted to see, I didn't like how this one turned out here. If you look at it, I didn't have a card piece for underneath here. So to me, I could see that it wasn't continuous. So I went and tried one on here, and I did it, and I liked how that looked this way. So that's why I did that. But I made it as a happy birthday, and I put the happy birthday on the outside. And then we had the Nuts About You. And then this stamp here is from the Pansy Patch, because I wanted it to say a little more than just happy birthday on the outside, and it says, wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. And this designer series paper is from last year, so you can't purchase that anymore, but I had some left over, and I thought that worked really well with this squirrel. I hope you liked this project as much as I did. As you can see, it would work great with just about any stamp sentiment set. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you have enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji, which means you like it, and would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Bear with me a little bit longer because I want to let you know of the promotions going on right now. The July-December 2022 mini catalog is here. Share and celebrate every season of life with the brand new products from the July-December 2022 mini catalog. Find the perfect something for autumn, winter, spring, and every occasion in between. You can find a link to that catalog in the comments section below. It's time for one of the most exciting promotions and parties of the year, Celebration. From July 1st to August 31st, you can earn exclusive free products by shopping, joining, or hosting. Choose a free celebration product with every $50 or $100 you spend, and that's before tax and shipping. Reward yourself by hosting a party. Hosting a party is always fun during celebration. It's even more rewarding. On top of the usual host rewards you can earn toward free and discounted products, there's also no limit to the number of free celebration products you and your guests can earn. Plus, place a party or a personal order over $300, excluding shipping, and you'll also receive the exclusive Perfect Pomegranate stamp set for free. Do what you love. Share your passion for creativity and do more of what you love. Join Stampin' Up! As an independent demonstrator and build a starter kit by selecting $125 in products for only $99. Join now during celebration and we'll throw in the Making the Plans collection for free. It's the perfect resource for allocating your time, building your business, and memory keeping along the way. You can find the link to the celebration brochure in the comments section below. I have some great news for you. Stampin' Up! Has added several items to our celebration brochure. To see what those items are, check out the link in the comments section below. So yes, a lot's going on right now, and I hope you picked the perfect bargain for you. Mark your calendars. I'll be back next Saturday, August 27th at 7 p.m. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.